Hello everyone, my name is Holly and I will be doing the language class for this hour called A Changing World. Hello, Mitos.
Hello.
Hi, how are you today?
Fine, thanks. And you?
Excellent. Very good, very good. So, where are you from, Mitos?
I'm from Poland.
Poland, awesome. Okay. Yeah, so this might be a very, have you heard about this person in this article?
No, no, I haven't.
Dan
Yeah.
Bernstein. Okay. Yeah, I'm assuming it's adapted from the Independent, so I'm assuming it's true. But yeah, it might
Okay.
be interesting for you since it's about Poland. So it's
I
really
think
about
so.
our world. But yeah. So what do you do in
I'm
Poland?
a young entrepreneur.
Ah, okay. All right. And what industry?
IT.
IT, awesome. Okay. All right. So this type of technology and teaching is actually quite easy for you then.
Yes, it's
So, getting in and some people, it's more challenging for them, I think. So,
for me it's great way to learn. It's so easy to access this. So great idea.
yeah, yeah. When somebody first told me about web cameras, I was like, oh, I'll never use one. And then somebody gave a web camera to me, and within a year, I started thinking, that was like in 2006, 2005. And within a year, I started my own training company and started teaching online. So,
Oh.
hello, how are you? And this is Rudolfo. How are you today?
I'm fine. Thanks.
Excellent.
How are you?
And so, where are you from, Rodolfo?
I'm from São Paulo, Brazil.
Brazil. Awesome. And in Brazil, it is it about 7 p.m. or 6 p.m.?
Right now, 8 p.m.
8 p.m. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And then in Poland, it's 11 p.m., right?
Yes, yes, almost
Yeah.
midnight.
Okay. And hello, Massimo. How are you?
Fine, great, very great. Today is a very good day.
Has the snow started to melt in New York?
Yeah, no, sorry?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, understand.
Is there still snow in New York? Or
Still,
you're living in New York City,
yeah,
right?
yeah, yes, now, yes.
Do you still have snow?
Ah, no, yes, no, no, yeah, no. Today, little slow.
Okay.
No, yes,
Okay.
yes,
Yeah. So it's getting to be back to normal. So after
yes,
the
yes,
winter's.
normal. No, very cold today.
Uh-huh.
Yes, yes, yeah, very
Okay.
cold. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, over here in the western part of the U.S., we're having spring temperatures. In fact, few minutes ago, I had my door open. So, all right. And hello, Nacho. How are you this evening?
Hi, Holly. Fine, thank you. How are you?
Excellent. Very good, thank you. And how's everything in Spain?
It's okay. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Is
Almost
it
midnight.
cold, hot? Yeah, that's right. It is quite late there. So, excellent. All right. Hello, Greg. How are you?
Hi, I'm fine. Thank
Hi.
you. How
Is
are you?
it no, very good, very good. Is it about 9 or 10 in the UK right now?
It is 10 o'clock.
10 o'clock. Okay. Okay. Yeah, and I think you and Mitos might actually appreciate this because it's written about Poland. So I think you guys might find this interesting. So first of all, for you guys, what do you know about the changes that occurred in Eastern Europe in 1989 to 1990? So, Greg, what do you know about the changes? What kind of things happened?
A couple of things. The Soviet Union stopped to exist.
Uh-huh.
There was changes in the political system in Poland.
Uh-huh.
Not really because there was some kind of evolution, because unfortunately there was a deal between one part of Solidarity, which was a social movement, and communist. And we can observe similar changes in other countries. So that is what has happened. But in case of Poland, it was far more controversial than people actually think about it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, excellent. Thank you. All right, and hello, David. How are you?
Hi, Holly. I'm doing well.
Excellent. Very good. Very good. Thank you. Roberto, hello. How are you doing today?
Hi, teacher. I'm fine, thanks.
Excellent. Remind me, Roberto, you are from Brazil, right?
Yes.
Awesome. Okay, I remember. Yay. Yay. Okay. David, what do you know about the changes that occurred in Eastern Europe in 1989 to 90? Do you know anything?
Yes, I know that in that period of time, I think in Germany, sorry,
Uh-huh.
in Germany, the wall between the two Germanys fell down from the social Germany and the capitalist Germany in 1989, and I think also in that year the Russia, the coalition in Russia, the URSS,
the Soviet Union.
Yes, the Russian Union also fell down.
Okay, all right, thank you. Yeah, I actually traveled to Germany in 1990, and at that time you could see the difference between the Eastern European cars and the Western European cars that were there.
Sure.
It was very interesting. So, Massimo, what do you know about can you think of anything else that occurred in Eastern Europe in 1989 to 1990?
Yes, many countries below the communist system is free in that dates, yes, and yes, the wall of the Berlin is breakdown. The people, yes, they started in that period. They started the union, the East Germany and West Germany. The start. I don't remember when one state, but the starting after the breakdown the wall of Berlin.
So it was basically a unified Germany. Do you remember this, or were you a little boy?
Remember what?
Do you remember when this happened?
Yes. I'm very young, but I remember with the TV. I watched the TV. I remember the person on the wall. Yes, the people, the East and the West meeting.
Okay.
Yes,
so you remember the wall going down. Oh, awesome.
Yes.
Right. All right. And how about you, Mitos? What do you remember about the changes that occurred in Eastern Europe, if you were alive then? So.
I was alive then, but I was 1 year old, so I don't remember. I only know about this from my parents and some media news. This was huge in Poland. First time in the shops you could buy something, not only a few products like before, and you could buy it by the money. Before you need to buy something, you need cards for food, for oil, for everything. So it was huge change here.
Excellent. All right. And Greg, do you remember it, or are you too young as well?
When it was happening, I was 3 years old, so I don't remember too much from that period. And when I tried to realize what kind of point of view I have about politics, it was like 2012. So I remember some governments, couple of governments, but I don't remember this actually.
Yeah, this happening. Yeah, I was in college at the time, and it was a really big thing. So, and Nacho, what do you remember or know about the changes that occurred in Eastern Europe?
Well, I think is almost everything already said. Yeah. So the fall of the Berlin Wall, the fall of the communism bloc. Maybe it was the beginning of the end of the Cold War.
Exactly, and that's the thing that I remember the most. All of a sudden, it was a different relationships with the Eastern countries, and it was wonderful. So,
yeah, exactly.
Roberto, do you remember anything that hasn't already been said?
No, just they said it's about the Berlin Wall falls. The perestroika, I think it's the same time.
Yeah. Yes, I think everything happened pretty much around the same time, I think. So, yes. All right. And hello, Alexander. How are you today?
Hi, I'm fine. Thank you for asking.
Excellent. Now, so do you remember the breakup of the Soviet Union, or are you or have you did you just grow up hearing about it?
Like, honestly, I don't remember.
Okay. Okay. So, what did you when you were growing up? What did you hear about the? How was life different before the breakup of the Soviet Union?
And before what? Sorry.
Before all the changes that occurred in Eastern Europe in 1989 to 1990.
To be honest, I was born in 1994, and that is why I
don't know. Okay. So you haven't heard much. Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. Okay. All right. That's fine. Yeah, I remember when I grew up during the height of the Cold War in the 1970s and part of the 80s, and I remember being actually concerned that the Soviet Union was going to invade us and all that kind of stuff, and so when the Cold War stopped, there was a lot of relief for a lot of Americans. And we were like, oh, wonderful. Because we knew it wasn't the Russian people. We knew it was the two governments. So it was great. Okay, let's go on. These health expressions we will read in the article that we will read. So let's see if you guys can match these. We have fall, remain, come, take, suffer, and give someone. Roberto, can you match one of these words together?
Come into a coma.
Excuse me? Come into a coma?
Coma. No.
No, that wouldn't be the correct one. No. So anybody know what come would go with?
Fall into a coma.
Yeah, you fall into a coma. Okay.
Oh.
Fall into a coma. Let's just do this as a class instead of me calling on everybody, because this is kind of hard. Remain. Does anybody know what remain would be?
In good health.
Remain in good health. Perfect.
Give someone 2 years to live.
Give someone 2 years to live. Yes, and I'm just gonna. So if you give someone 3 months to live, for example, okay.
Suffer precautions.
Suffer precautions, no.
Suffer a heart attack.
Suffer a heart attack, yes. Okay. And then we've got take and take and come.
Take precautions.
Yes, take precautions, and then come around. Come around, and come around also isn't just to regain consciousness, but also, say for example, you are trying to convince somebody of something, and they finally come around. They come around to your side. Maybe you're trying to convince your girlfriend or your wife or whatever to take a holiday in the Bahamas, but she wants to go. She wants to go to Japan, and finally she comes around to your side. So that's also another meaning for come around. So, all right. So suffer a heart attack. Also, another way it's actually said is we can also use suffer from whatever. Suffer from a headache, suffer from a heart attack, remain in good health, fall into a coma. Also, we might use the word go into a coma. He went into a coma 2 years ago, and he's still not awake. Take precautions is the same. Come around, of course, and then give someone 3 years to live, give someone 6 months to live, whatever. Okay, so any questions about these phrases? Okay, so let's go ahead and what we're going to do is we're going to read an article about a man named Jan. How do I pronounce this, Greg? Grebsky?
Jan Grzebski.
Grzebski. Okay.
Grzebski.
Grzebski.
We use this letter a lot. In my name, you see it 2 times. Aren't that like pronounced like Ż? It's like you have television, so we have Ż in some letters. In the English, it's not like a letter; it's just a sound that sometimes you hear it in some words. So we have Ż. But
so how do you actually pronounce your name?
Grzegorz.
Okay, I'm glad. Thanks for letting me call you Greg.
So we use this letter, so I know the difficulty because we use it a lot every day. So it's quite easy, but I know why it is quite hard it's like TH for me.
Yes, TH I think is difficult, or W and V for a lot of people. So
yeah.
Okay. So how long was Jan Grzebski in a coma? When did he lose consciousness? How many years did doctors give him to live? When did Lech Walesa, is that how to pronounce it, receive the Nobel Peace Prize? When did Mr. Walesa return to work after his period of house arrest? What percentage of the vote did Mr. Walesa achieve in Poland's first post-communist election? And what percentage of the vote did Mr. Walesa achieve in Poland's presidential election in 2000?
We call it Wałęsa, just like L replaced by W, Wałęsa.
Wałęsa?
Yeah, Wałęsa. But I don't know how you pronounce it in English.
No, I don't know. I don't know. And I remember when he was elected and stuff, but I was a little girl at the time, and so I don't remember much. So.
Yeah, long time ago.
So when did Katrine Sauce fall into coma in the film Goodbye Lenin? So those are the questions we will be looking for as we read this article. Coma victim wakes up to post-communist world, and this is adapted from the Independent on June 4th, 2007. So it was written about 8 years ago, and so. Anyway, let's go ahead and read this, and if I hear mispronunciation, I will let you know. And if there are any words that you do not know, please ask, and I will see if I can explain it. Okay, Alexander, could you read number 1?
All right. A Polish railway worker has woken after 19 years of a coma to discover that his world has changed beyond recognition.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. David, could you read number 2?
Sure, only when I went into a coma, there was only tea and vinegar in the shops. Jan, now 65, told a Polish news channel. Meat was rationed and there were huge petrol queues everywhere.
Okay, so meat was rationed.
Rationed.
So this E is silenced, but you still have to pronounce the D. Rationed.
Okay, rationed.
So there were huge petrol queues everywhere. Does everybody know what these mean? Rationed and queues?
Ration.
Limited.
It's a little
Little
portion.
Yeah. Given out in small portions, exactly. And then queues that's in British English and in American English we call them lines. Okay. Greg, can you read number 3?
Yes. Mr. Grzebski lost consciousness in 1988 after he was hit by a train. Doctors gave him only 2 or 3 years to live, but because of the tireless care of his wife, Gertruda, who moved him every hour to prevent bed sores, he remained in good health. He was, however, completely removed from the dramatic changes across the world.
Okay, and I think this was just a slip of the tongue, but you said 1998 instead of 88.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, so that was a minor thing, so not really big. Okay, does everyone know what these words are? Does everyone know what bed sores are?
It's kinds of.
It's like an inflammation.
Yes.
Yeah, and I would show you. I did this at one time. I showed this. It's gross. It's disgusting. I don't want to open it up again on Google Images like I do, because it was. But anyway, I did that a couple of times. However, and so, all right. Number 4, Massimo, can you read that one?
Yes. After regaining consciousness, he told his family that he had vague memories of family gatherings and of his relatives talking to him, trying to provoke a response. There was plenty for them to tell him about if they had wished to surprise him with amazing news.
Okay, so there's 3 words here to go through. This first word, everybody might have problems with this one. It's consciousness.
Consciousness.
Consciousness. And this one, basically it's vague. Vague memories, yes. And then this is the same one that most everybody else makes a mistake on. Remember, when you have the ED, many times the E is silent. The only time it's not silent is when it's a T or a D before that. So wished. And in fact, because there's an SH sound, it actually comes out like a T, so it's wished.
Wished.
Perfect. All right, number 5, Mitos. Can you read that one?
When Mr. Grzebski lost consciousness in 1988, another Polish working man, the electrician Lech Wałęsa, recipient of Nobel Peace Prize in 1983, was back at work after years under house arrest. But the communist authorities still had him under close surveillance. By the 1990s, communism had collapsed and Mr. Wałęsa was elected president of Poland with 75% of vote.
Okay, all right. So, see, this was recipient. And under close surveillance.
Surveillance.
Yeah, we don't actually say. You're saying surveillance, but it's surveillance.
Oh, surveillance. It's surveillance.
Yeah, you're still doing it. I think you're thinking liance, but lunce.
Yeah. I will
surveillance.
Practice.
Yeah, no, that's fine. That's fine. And this is for everybody's benefit, not just okay, Nacho, could you read number? There's still more, but Nacho, can you read the rest?
Okay. Walesa turned out to be a failure as president, and when he stood for office again in 2000, Mr. Gruevski's relatives would have pointed out that only 1% of the electorate voted for him. By that time, Poland had a market economy. Communism had become a thing of the past, but the injured railwayman was still dead to the world.
Okay, excellent. And this word right here, we actually pronounce this I, so we'd say president. President.
Okay, president.
President, yeah. All right. And Roberto, can you read number 6?
Mr. Gruevski's remarkable story is a real-life version of the film Goodbye, Lenin, in which Catherine Sayce, an Easter Berliner, suffers a heart attack and falls into a coma in 1989. She misses the fall of the Berlin Wall and the sudden and dramatic transformation of her everyday life as the communist system collapses.
Okay, so on this one, because there's an S here, or the ES right here, this ES is always pronounced, so you would say collapses.
Collapses.
Collapses, yeah. Okay, when she comes back to life, the doctor warns her son Alex that a shock might kill her. So he goes to drastic lengths to hide the revolution from her. Gertruda Gruevski took no such precautions when her husband came around, and he saw the miracle of modern Poland. He noticed that people were complaining just as much as during the years of empty shops and martial law. Now I see people on the streets with cell phones, and there are so many goods in the shops, it makes my head spin, he says. What amazes me is all these people who walk around with mobile phones, and yet they never stop moaning. Okay. Are there any words or phrases that you guys do not know in here?
The moaning, it's like complain?
Yes. To moan means to complain. In this respect, moan has, it's like, oh, do I really have to? Oh, that kind of thing.
Okay.
It is always have something like a negative meaning. You moan.
To moan?
Yeah, to moan every time when you did something wrong or someone else did something wrong. What kind of meaning is that?
Exactly. What do you mean?
Because if I say to someone that you moan every time about something, it will be like
it would be a negative.
Negative, always.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. If you're always moaning and complaining, why don't you be quiet? So, say something positive for a change, for example. So, any other words? So I think it's interesting that his response to this is there's so many goods in Poland, but everybody has the same mindset, So everybody's thinking the same way. What do you think? For those of you guys who remember, do you think that's probably true? Anybody have an opinion?
About what? That people always...
that even before, during the communism, people had fewer things in the shops, and yet everybody is moaning and complaining. Do you think that's really true? They're complaining and moaning just as much as they did.
Well, I would say that Polish people have this tendency to mourn about many different things, but there's some actually true about it because there's no communism in Poland, but the leader, the prime minister of the country is actually not is a local communist. Is a woman who was a local communist during the communism. So people still blame these people, and you still see actually two parties who actually left after communism and they're still working, even if we have in the constitution. But there's other thing that communism, the 40 years of communism created this atmosphere and created like another different type of person. And I'm not thinking about only Poland, but every country who has communism. Yeah, it is different type of mentality because generation before World War II was really different in the way how they think about the world, even if it was propaganda of that government. It was really different about what they feel about other country, what they feel about themselves, and it's really happened. It's really sad because I think about the communist like a disease, and even if we don't have a communist since 1989, we still have a communist in many organizations, and this mentality is still shared by normal people, and it doesn't disappear. I'm not saying that people cannot blame the government because there are a lot of bad things in the last year, but of course some people can be surprised that we are still mourn about something, what is happening in their country.
Yeah. I think it's just a normal tendency to moan a lot, so or complain a lot. So, would you agree, Mitos?
Yeah, I will agree. Some people say that moaning is our national sport, so we are good at this.
But, the Finns are really good at it too.
Yeah, but like Grzegorz said, communism has ended, but it still lives in Polish people mentality, so it's not over yet. We still have many people from communism in power and in firms, so still live in us, and we need time to change it. It can be changed in 10, 20 years. So we have still some reasons to blame our government and to moan. So.
All right. Thank you. And hello, Adela. How are you?
Fine. I apologize to connect so late. Sorry.
Oh no worries. Welcome. We just read an article about a Polish man. So Alexander, you want to tell Adela a little bit about what we just read?
Okay. We read about the communism that and also about the Berlin Wall. I hope you know that, and the story and one story of the woman who fell into a coma, and then when she recovered from that, she realized that there was a new world around her.
Okay. So yeah, there was about a movie. Has anybody seen this movie, Goodbye Lenin?
No.
Yeah.
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 Okay. Is it a good movie? Is it worth it?
Yeah, I wrote it on the web chat. That is one of my 5 favorite movies.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's an awesome movie.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah, because somebody sent me the link so that I could watch it because I can't access it here in the U.S. The last time I taught this, and then I didn't take the time to watch it. But it's one movie I want to see. So, but is it in German? With English
No,
subtitles, or?
yeah, it can be dubbed in English or different languages, but yeah, it's a German movie.
Okay. Has anybody else seen it? So, Adela, you were old enough to remember life during the Cold War. I was telling them, hello, are you there?
Yes, yes.
Okay. I was telling them how, at least in the U.S., when the Cold War stopped, I was in university, and we just all gave a sigh of relief. Like, oh, thank God, it's over, you know. And we were very happy to start to get to know our Eastern European neighbors in a right way. What was it like in Spain when you guys learned that the Eastern Bloc was dropping and so forth?
I think it's a little complicated because in Spain, when the the communist bloc disappear or have the problems, in Spain was a moment to open to the democracy. Because before, when we have a dictatorial regime, we have a more more friendly to the to this country because the parties of the is not allowed, and they are ideology a little communist or but in the moment disappear in Spain was democracy is legal, the communist party and socialist. I think it's not more complicated to
for Spain. Okay.
Yes,
yeah, because of the way theirs was. Okay. Excellent. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, so after we've read the article below. Can we find these? Can you guys remember these items or look at it and find? First of all, how long was Mr. Jebsky in a coma? Anybody know? Anybody remember?
It was around 20 years, I think.
Yeah, 19 years, yes. When did he lose consciousness?
1988 or 1989?
Yeah.
Perfect, 1988, yes. How many years did doctors give him to live?
2 or 3.
2 or 3, perfect. 2 or 3. I plan on defying the odds like that if I ever get that kind of prognosis. So, when did Lech Walesa receive the Nobel Peace Prize?
1983.
Yeah, I remember when he received it. I think I was about 11 or 12 or 13 or something like that. Junior high at that time, and I remember that, but I didn't really completely understand the significance at the time. When did Mr. Walesa return to work after a period of house arrest?
89?
In 1988, yeah. 1988. And what percentage of the vote did he receive in Poland's first communist election?
75, no?
Yeah, 75%, yep. And what percentage of the vote did he receive in Poland's presidential election in 2000?
1%.
1%. And to me, that's very typical. So, I think it's normal in American politics too. So, number 8. When did Katrine Saas fall into a coma in the film Goodbye Lenin?
I don't know. 1989?
1989.
Okay.
Exactly. So this is a movie we all need to see. So it's come highly recommended by Nacho, so that's good. Okay, let's choose the best answer according to the text. Adela, can you read the first question? And then we will answer.
Mr. Gzerski survived his coma because I don't exactly, but
you can just read them and then we will answer it.
Yes, maybe the I don't know exactly.
Okay.
His family talk regularly to him.
Okay. Could you just read the answers? Read the choices.
Yes, his wife took good care of him. Is probably he didn't experience the political change. I think no. And his family take regularly to him. Maybe.
Okay.
One or C. A
or C. Okay. Wait, as far as pronunciation, Adela, changes. So when you have the ES sound, it's S. It changes. However, in this respect, with the ED, the E is not necessarily silent. You don't pronounce it. Talked. So this is more like a T sound. Talked. Okay, so everybody, what is the answer? Adela pretty much got it right. A. Yeah, so she made sure he didn't have any bed sores. Perfect. Nacho, could you read number 2?
Yeah. When Mr. Jevsky regained consciousness, he told his family that A. He was surprised by the amazing news. B. He could remember his relatives talking to him. C. They had managed to provoke a response from him. B.
Yes, so he could remember his relatives talking to him. So if you guys ever have a family member in coma, talk to him or them. So number 3, Alexander, could you read that one?
Okay. Lech Walesa received only 1% of the vote in the second election because he didn't perform well as president.
Could you read the other options, though?
He became unpopular. Poland was a market economy.
Okay, yeah, so he didn't. Economy. So he did not perform well as president is the answer. Question for you, Greg or Moritz. I'm sorry, Mitos. Greg or Mitos. Is he still unpopular, or is he still popular in Poland? Or do you guys know?
It's popular as a person, but the problem is the past is coming after. And when I say that there's proofs that he was the agent of the communists or something like that he cooperated with the communists because one of the person who actually was a leader of Solidarity in Poland, and that was 10 million people at that time. That was a huge number of people who are actually involved in that. That was actually the women who just died in this, when the plane crashed 5 years ago. So that was one of the leaders. And many people actually there's a marginalization of many people from the Solidarity. So actually it is popular, but it has, strong opponents on both sides. For example, the left wing didn't like them because he has quite controversial opinions about the abortion, for example. The right wing politicians from the right wing didn't like them because they're suspicious about his past, about his success.
Okay.
Sorry that I got into the details, but just want to.
Yeah. So there's a lot involved with him. So.
Yeah, the problem is that the books are published and there's people that having a doubt. Maybe Mitos have more other information. I don't know.
Yeah. Mitos, do you agree with him, or do you have any other thing to say about that?
Yes, I will agree. I will only add that another problem is that he isn't a professional politician. He was an electrician, and he made many mistakes in the past, so people still remember then. And yeah, another thing that Grzegorz said, it's also true. So
okay.
He's still popular, but it's not that simple.
Okay. All right. Thank you. All right. And number 4, Massimo, can you read that one?
When Catherine says regained consciousness in the film Goodbye Lenin.
Okay. Consciousness.
Conscience.
So you say the S. Say conscious.
Conscience.
Consciousness. Okay, so you can practice it.
Consciousness.
Okay, can you read the options?
She saw the collapse of the communist system. He saw tried to hide her from the revolution. She nearly did from shock.
So she nearly died from shock.
Died.
Mm-hmm. So what is the answer, everyone?
It's B.
No, I think B.
Okay, so yeah, so her son tried to hide her from the revolution. That would be very difficult to do. So, number 5, Mitos, can you read that one?
Mr. Grzebski was amazed because people were complaining, the shops were full, people had mobile phones. It's all options, yeah.
All options. The main one, though, is people were complaining, although the shops were full and people had mobile phones. So he was surprised that they were complaining because of that. So, all right. So let's go on. Let's look at some vocabulary words, and then we will practice these. Let's match the words in the left and right columns to create phrases from the text. Nacho, can you match one of these words? We have got dramatic, vague, amazing, house, a market, martial, a remarkable.
Okay.
And then we have, okay, so go ahead and match these.
Vague memories.
Vague memories, okay. That works. Okay, and Adela, can you choose one?
Maybe I don't. A martial law.
Martial law, yes, perfect.
Yes, when a city or country is controlled by the army.
Okay, and Greg.
Yes. Wait, just a second. Remarkable changes, because I just need to choose one of them that I want to match.
So, because we have A right here, we can't have a remarkable changes. So, it would be different. So, otherwise, if this wasn't here, it would be remarkable changes. Yes.
Okay.
So.
Remarkable story, I think.
Yes, perfect. A remarkable story. Yes. Okay, and Massimo.
House arrest.
House arrest, yes. He was under house arrest for many years. So, perfect. Okay, and Mitos.
Dramatic story.
Yes.
Yes. Dramatic changes. Yes.
Dramatic story will work too, just to let you know. Dramatic changes, though, is the better one. Okay. And then Nacho.
Amazing news.
Amazing news is correct. Okay, and then the last one, Adela, can you try that one?
It's a market economy.
Market economy, yes. Okay. Let's also look before we practice some of these. Some of these others that will work. For example, a dramatic arrest will work. We've got dramatic changes. You have dramatic memories that will work. Dramatic news will work, and dramatic story. So the one on the back is the better one. We have vague memories. That's the only one that will work. We have an amazing story. So amazing changes would work here. So we have house arrest, and that is the only one for house arrest. A market economy is the only one. Martial law is the only one. And then we have a remarkable. So you can have a remarkable memory, a remarkable news story, so a remarkable story, a remarkable arrest. So a remarkable arrest would work as well. So, so question for you, Greg. Tell us about a remarkable story that you have heard, growing up about this time period. Or did you hear any?
I think they passed the link to the movie because you mentioned that you are afraid about the Cold War, that they will attack you, and one of the people who played the heroes was a person who actually can be described as a person who worked with the communists. His father fought about the independence of Poland, but later he just revealed all of the information to the Americans. He cooperated with your country and now become one of the very important person because he died in 2004. So that's a link to the movie. Maybe it will be worthwhile because it's quite interesting story that we have this kind of person who just reveal everything what he had access, and later he escaped to the United States.
Okay. Yeah, I just turned it on, and I'll hopefully be able to watch it later. So awesome. All right, and Massimo.
Yes.
Do you have any vague memories from the late 90s, the late 80s that you want to share?
No, I don't remember.
Yeah, because they're vague memories, right? Do you remember Mr. Walesa? Do you have any vague memories of when he won the Nobel Peace Prize or anything like that? Or were you too young?
No, but I remember the situation. Yes, but I sorry. I know. Okay, I don't can speak in this situation.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
And because they're vague memories, so Mitos, have you ever been in a situation in any of your travels where you've lived under martial law?
I'm lucky to say no. I never been in this situation and a country under the martial law.
And how do you think you would feel if this ever happened to you?
By my father's memories and about time in Poland, I think I would be very scared, and I'm not a good person to be a soldier, so it's not a good time for me.
Yeah, okay, all right. And Nacho, you are from Spain. Does Spain now have a market economy?
Yes.
Yes. Has
Yes.
it always had a market economy?
Yes, we never had a communist system, even when, yeah.
But were there communists or socialist type points of view though during the Cold War? Do you know? In Spain, was there a communist party in Spain at all? Or is there?
Not before the 80s, because we had a dictatorship.
Ah, okay.
For 40 years.
Okay, how about now?
Now one of the strongest parties is from the left wing.
Ah, okay. All right. And Adela, can you remember any dramatic changes that happened after the end of the Cold War?
After the Cold War, I remember when disappeared. For example, I've traveled to the Yugoslavia when after Tito, but before the war, no, it's a communism country, and to Bulgaria, I traveled this country. Have a very strict control about the police, the army, etc. Because they, for example, on the border and on the custom, they try to. We traveled with a caravan, and they try to search into the caravan, no, in the furniture. They search golden religious icons and pornography.
Oh wow!
See, this is very strange for us, no?
So
because it's not drugs or the normal things, no? Was only symbols, I think, for the communism country are very problematic, maybe.
Okay. All right. And so remember, they searched for instead of they searched for. So this preposition goes with for. So.
Okay.
All right, thank you everyone. And it looks like we're running out of time, and I'm thinking we need 30 more minutes because I love to go over tense. Tense grammar is really fun, but unfortunately we do not have time to finish this. So I do want to thank you all for your participation in class today, and I hope that you all have a great sleep, because I guess it's time for bed for you all. So sleep well, everyone. I guess not. Massimo, I guess you're in New York, so have a great evening.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, everyone.
Bye.
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 Bye. Bye.